In the silent grandeur of Buckingham Palace, an atmosphere steeped in centuries of royal tradition and splendor, something utterly unexpected happened, something so earth-shattering, it could alter the course of the British monarchy forever. Behind the gilded walls, behind the guarded gates, an explosive truth was about to be revealed, a secret so profound that its very revelation stunned even the most seasoned members of the royal family. It was a rare, private family gathering. The kind of intimate event where only those closest to the monarchy's inner circle were allowed. Princess Anne, the Queen's only daughter, long known for her hard-edged pragmatism and no-nonsense attitude, had a secret, one that she had kept hidden for years. But now, in this moment of quiet introspection, she chose to reveal it, and in doing so, she sent shockwaves throughout the royal household. "I always knew Catherine was something special," Princess Anne began, her voice steady, but carrying an undeniable weight. The room fell silent. It wasn't her words that stunned them, it was the unspoken promise behind them. Anne, never one to mince words, was about to expose a truth that would change everything they thought they knew about the monarchy. "But what I'm about to tell you will alter everything you think you know about the future of this family and our monarchy." The tension in the room was palpable. No one had expected Anne, the quiet workhorse of the royal family, to stir the pot in such a way. But what she revealed next was more shocking than anyone could have imagined. It was a prophecy, a royal revelation passed down from none other than Queen Elizabeth II herself. The prophecy had been spoken in the Queen's final days, in the intimacy of her last hours. And it was not about Prince William, long thought to be the future of the monarchy. No. This prophecy was about Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge. Could it be possible? Was Catherine truly the future, not just as a consort to the future king, but as the ruling force alongside him? The idea was so radical that it left the entire family reeling. After all, the monarchy had always been built on a solid, well-worn path of succession, first the king, then his queen. But now, it seemed the lines were becoming blurred. The Queen's final prophecy, as Anne described it, was something that no one expected, least of all the royal family itself. It painted a picture of a monarchy that would no longer rely on the traditional framework of the male heir alone. The prophecy spoke of Catherine ascending to power not just as the supportive wife of William, but as a sovereign figure in her own right, a queen destined to rule with him. "There's something about Catherine," Anne continued, her voice quiet, but filled with conviction. "She's not just a figure of elegance and grace. She is destined for much more." The Queen knew this in her last days. "And I know it too." Anne's words sent a ripple of shock through the room. The very foundation of the royal family's succession was now being called into question. Prince William, who had long been viewed as the inevitable future king, suddenly found himself confronting a shocking new reality. Could it be that his wife, Catherine, was destined to share the throne with him, ruling alongside him as the true future of the monarchy? Despite the revelation, there were still doubts lingering in the air. For all of Catherine's grace, poise, and determination, there had been whispers, rumors that she wasn't as hardworking as her royal counterparts. In 2023, it was revealed that Catherine had undertaken only 128 engagements, a stark contrast to the more than 450 engagements completed by her sister-in-law, Princess Anne. But Princess Anne, ever pragmatic, had a different perspective. She acknowledged Catherine's dedication to her family, pointing out that Catherine's role as a mother was just as significant as her public duties. "Catherine may not have done as many engagements, but she has a far more important job at home," Anne remarked with a knowing glance. "The children come first. They will grow up knowing that they are loved and supported, and they will be raised to be happy, kind, and caring. That's what matters. If she and William continue as they are, they will have 3 children that we can all be proud of." But behind Anne's praise was an underlying message. Catherine's role was far from over. She wasn't just a mother, or a dutiful wife. She was a future queen in the making, preparing for a moment that would eventually come. The world was watching, and Catherine knew that the pressure would only grow with time. But what would it look like when the world saw Catherine, not just as the Princess of Wales, but as the Queen, standing beside her husband at the helm of the monarchy? As Catherine faced this monumental shift, one thing was clear: she was not alone in her journey. Princess Anne, ever the loyal and practical advisor, was there for her every step of the way. Their bond was more than just familial, it was professional, built on respect and shared values. The two women, despite their differing approaches to royal life, shared a quiet understanding and mutual admiration. In private moments, Anne often praised Catherine for her growing role within the royal family. "It's not easy," Anne would often say. "The younger generation faces more pressure than we ever did. And with social media, the scrutiny is constant. The world is always watching, analyzing every move." Catherine, like and before her, had learned how to balance the weight of royal duty with the needs of her family. Yet, there was an undeniable sense of inevitability about her future. Catherine was stepping into her role, not just as a wife and mother, but as the future leader of the British monarchy, a monarch who would share the throne with William. Despite the growing responsibilities in the public eye, Catherine's most significant role remained her family. In September 2023, Catherine made headlines when she chose not to attend a royal event, the third annual Earthshot Prize ceremony, to focus on her son, Prince George, who was preparing for his exams. In an exclusive interview, Catherine explained her decision, revealing just how deeply committed she was to ensuring that her children grew up with a sense of normalcy amidst their royal duties. "I've been helping George prepare for his exams," Catherine shared. "I know how hard it can be. He's just starting this journey, but is already getting a taste of what's to come. He says, 'Mommy, I keep getting tested, but when it gets to A-levels, that's when it really hits you.'" Her choice to prioritize George's well-being over royal engagements sent a powerful message. Catherine wasn't just a future queen, she was a mother, fully aware of the challenges her children would face. She was determined to ensure they grew up grounded and surrounded by love, with a firm understanding of their responsibilities when the time came. As the months passed, the question remained: what would the future monarchy look like? Could Catherine, as the prophecy suggested, rise to power alongside Prince William? Would she truly become a queen in her own right? It seemed that the lines of succession were being rewritten before their very eyes. Some critics have already begun to speculate that Catherine's rise could signal a shift in the monarchy's centuries-old traditions. A queen not just as a consort, but as a ruler in her own right, alongside her king. The monarchy, always seen as a symbol of tradition, was now in uncharted waters. Could it truly evolve into something new, something more inclusive, something more modern? And as the royal family prepares for the future, they are all aware of one thing: the eyes of the world are fixed firmly on Catherine. Her every move, her every decision, will shape the future of the crown. The prophecy that Princess Anne revealed is not just a distant legend, it is a prophecy that may soon come to life. The future of the monarchy lies not just with William, but with Catherine, the queen in the making. As the world waits with bated breath, one thing is certain: Catherine's story is just beginning. And with every chapter, the monarchy inches closer to a new, transformative era, one that could change the course of British history forever. The revelation of this prophecy is bound to have profound ramifications. It's not just about the changing role of Catherine, but what it signals for the royal family as a whole. Will the monarchy remain as it always has been, with a king reigning supreme and his queen by his side? Or is this the dawn of a new era, where both partners share the weight of the crown equally? With Catherine taking on a more prominent role, the question of whether she could indeed reign as a co-monarch is no longer a mere speculation, it's becoming a very real possibility. One of the most significant implications of this prophecy is the shifting dynamics of the monarchy. For centuries, the royal family has been dominated by male succession. The concept of a queen consort was always secondary to that of the reigning king, and the role of women in the monarchy was often relegated to supporting their male counterparts. But Catherine's growing influence could mark the beginning of a major shift. Could it be that the future monarchies will no longer adhere to such rigid gender roles? Could Catherine, the future queen, rise to power as a co-ruler alongside William?